So how do NetSuite can help them through one software? Okay, let me introduce to NetSuite, like what are the things they have, how NetSuite is better than other ERPs or something like that. Okay, then
Yeah.
we'll take real-time scenarios. How what is the main goal or work of the functional guy, the administrator, and the technical guy. Okay,
Okay.
so starting with NetSuite, you have searched for NetSuite, like you have Google. Have you Googled them to get some information regarding NetSuite?
Yes. Right.
Yeah, okay. So NetSuite is a cloud-based platform which provides business management software to helps the companies to manage the core process. What are the core process of a company? Like I told just now, accounting, CRM, e-commerce, inventory, finance.
Yeah.
These are the different things that every company has. So how do you manage fully in one system? So Netflix provides a fully integrated system covering ERP, finance, CRM, e-commerce, inventory, and many more. Okay.
Okay.
So when compared to other ERP softwares, let's take Salesforce. Salesforce is best for CRM,
Right.
and QuickBooks, it's best for accounting. Fishbowl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There are a number of different softwares that provides only one thing, but NetSuite provides a fully integrated group of things that a company doesn't need to go for a third party, application for, inventory, third party application for finance. So NetSuite, the base of the NetSuite is this, like it is fully integrated with a number of applications in that.
Okay.
So it works as like a software as a service, like you can log in, you can use it anywhere, everywhere, you can log out, log in through the internet.
So
You
is it cloud software?
Yes,
Okay. It's
software as a
against the
service.
SaaS, PaaS, as right?
Yes, SaaS.
Okay. Is it only SaaS or
Yeah, it is only SaaS because it's a software which provides the service for you. You don't need to install anything. You don't need to update or downloading the packages, installing them. All these are not there. It's a cloud based. You can log in from anywhere, everywhere, from anything. Like you can log in from a mobile device. You can log in from a tablet. You can log in from a laptop. Anywhere can be log in and you do your work.
okay? How about these pricings and all? So is it flexible and compared to market window, compared to Salesforce and other ERP applications, is it very cheaper?
Yeah. Compared to other things, it is slightly a bit costly because it
Okay.
is providing that much stuff. You know, people buy this because these has the stuff of doing everything in one system. So that's why
Okay.
it is buying in most of the companies in USA and abroad things, not India.
Okay.
Indian companies are now implementing NetSuite because it is somewhat costly. So they are going for a normal, basic ERP systems where they can do business with their plannings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and again, so once we learn this, right? So
Mhm.
probably you're going to explain about functional, right? It's not about technical.
No.
I think probably you'd be showing that navigation, but I know, but it's not about technical, right? So technical stuff is from the again from the institute, or or how we manage. I mean, so it means it's like as our role is exactly. So just we are mediator in between the product and the customer, or how we actually doing it in this product.
Okay, I'll tell you. I'll explain you everything in this demo. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll have a 10 minute session at the last,
Mhm.
like where you can ask what are the questions that you got from this demo. Okay, I'll
Okay.
explain you what is the role of you or um, of a functional guy or a technical guy or an administrative guy will do in this next presentation.
Okay.
Okay. So as I told you, it can be implemented by any vertical company. Like there are a number of verticals like media, finance, or retail, wholesale, e-commerce. Okay, these can be integrated with a number of different applications as well. With if you have a website or e-commerce thing, you can integrate with Amazon to do your business. So there are a number of integration things as well in NetSuite. It's very easy to integrate with a third-party application, which is done by integration teams. So let's take an example of a business scenario, like how a business will work, like, or let's say, or let's say, if you are willing to start a business, okay. So Venkatesh, functional is nothing but business. You know,
Yes.
the the more you know about the businesses, the more you know about the functional. Okay,
Okay.
what are the types of business? What are the things they do? How a manufacturing company works, how a production company works, how a wholesale company works. Okay, how a media company will work, how a rental company will work. Rental company means they'll have some products, and then they'll rent what are the products they have. How do
It's
they
leasing.
calculate rents? Yeah, leasing things.
Okay.
Lease, yeah, that's it. So you should know the business scenarios, then you can implement easily.
Okay.
Okay. So let's take an example. Like you are willing to start a business. Like what are the things mainly you should
Mm-hmm.
have? Plan, money, resources, like resource like anything like items, machines, labors, vendors, customers. Okay, you need
Okay.
strategy. You need strategy. You should know about the competitors. The main thing is you should know about the competitors. You should be best when compared to them. That's that's how you can grow in the real life, in the real life business, right? Should know the competitors, how they are doing, how they are implementing, or how they are making their sales or the marketing. How can we better than compared to them? Okay, so
Right.
let's take a wholesale company for example. Okay, so what are the different things will a company have? Vendors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next is
Customers. Yes.
items. These are the three main things that you need
Okay.
to do business, right?
Yeah.
First, what you buy from the vendor, what you sell to the customer. That's it. That's a business.
Yeah. Yeah.
The main other things comes into this business things here are marketing. How do you generate the leads, or how do you market the newly designed product, or what is the new product of your company? How do you market them? How do you generate the sales departments? How do you manage the shippings of your company? Do you have any shipping integrations? Shipping integrations can be done in NetSuite, like FedEx, UPS, DHL. All this things can be integrated into NetSuite, like where you can manage the shipping department, like what to receive from the vendor location to your location. what to send from your location to the end customer.
Okay.
Next, how do you manage the billing? Some companies they go for a third party application for billing, where they can have all the billing things like invoices, bills, bill payments, uh, credits, all this stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
NetSuite provides all these things in this system as well. How do you manage the payments? What are the different types of payments? Credit card, bank transfer, wire transfer, all this stuff. They can even integrate with the third-party applications, namely Apple Pay, PayPal. There are a number of different payments that we don't know. Or when we are implementing, we come to know there are different payment gateways that used by the UK people or US people, like IDN. IDN payments. There are a number of different payments which can be integrated with NetSuite. Let's take an example. Before NetSuite, you are using some other accounting software. Okay.
Okay.
There are hundreds of customers who use IDN as a payment gateway. Like IDN is a
Mm-hmm.
payment. So when you go into NetSuite, so NetSuite standards doesn't provide IDN payments. So you have to integrate with the IDN payments. You have to integrate with NetSuite so that you can do the payments through IDN. So
Mm-hmm.
for integration, there will be another cost. Okay, if the client doesn't need IDN payments, then the customers will go from the company, right? If they
Yeah.
don't have the IDN payments flexibility in NetSuite, they don't use NetSuite. So what the NetSuite provides is they can integrate whatever the type of payment gateways that they are using to NetSuite. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that's how integration comes into picture. They can integrate anything, like not only the payment gateways, as I told you earlier, the e-commerce applications as well. They can integrate them, and they can also, nowadays, they are coming with AI, artificial intelligence. Like Alexa, Hey Google, or something like Siri, all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So they are implementing these type of voice-based commanding things in NetSuite through integrations. You can integrate Alexa to NetSuite
Mm-hmm.
through some APIs. The Amazon provides key codes Hey Alexa, what's the weather today? It's a key code that you should buy. That's the
Okay.
word that you should buy. Then only the word will work in NetSuite. So Amazon is charging like that, for one command they're pricing for one price.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you can integrate these type of things, whatever the future coming things that can be integrated in NetSuite. Okay, so these are the things that a company need, like main things, right? So if you want to implement NetSuite, first suppose right now you are using some other ERP system, so you are willing to jump into NetSuite. You want to implement NetSuite into your business so that it can be easy to manage all the stuff. So let's take with NetSuite marketing, you can publish you can do campaigns. So campaigning things can be done in NetSuite. Promotions. Okay, these are things that can be done in through marketing, through sales. How do you um, you know how do you perform the campaigns, sales campaigns? How do you generate the leads? How do you generate the leads and then convert them to customers? First prospect, and then to customers. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
And then how do you manage your order management, like fulfillments? Warehouse guys will, once the order comes in, the warehouse guys will get intimation or reminder, hey, this is the thing that you need to be fulfilled. So go and pick the product, pack the product, and then ship the product to the end customers. So this is a warehouse guy do. And then when they receive the things, like what is the thing they do when they receive the items from the vendor? They'll pick that, then put it in the bins or the warehouse, like where is the exact particular place for this product in the warehouse. So this can be done by the warehouse guys. So how do you manage your invoices? So after selling the products, invoice will be generated, which will be sent to the customer. Hey, this is the amount that you need to pay. So when they do invoices, when what are the impacts? Like what are the different GL impacts, general ledger impacts? What are different accounts that gonna impact? Like account receivables, like which the money need to be received to the accounts. Then when they do the payments, what are the accounts that gonna impact? Like the bank accounts will be impacted because the money will be coming to the bank, right? And then how what are the other GL impacts, like for item fulfillments? When you fulfill the items from your warehouse, from warehouse you are physically transferring one item to the customer, right? You are decreasing your account or stock. So once you decrease the stock, your COGS account will be impacted, like cost of goods sold will be impacted. Like you can manage all this stuff through GL impact, general ledger, where you can see all the impacts as what are the different accounts that has been impacted, what is the amount. All this stuff can be tracked through the GL impacts, right? The main
Yeah,
process, the main process, like vendors, if you got different vendors, like 10 to 20 vendors, and you want to buy a single item from them, you choose, like you prepare equations, you perform equations, and then you send, like vendor sends some different codes. You choose the best vendor, and then you buy um, from one vendor, right? You choose the best code and you buy the product. Like if they are providing um, a better quality product, and then for a better price, then you go for vendors. Then he will be the preferred vendor for that particular item. So you'll buy the product from the same vendor next time, like in the futures. So when they do order, like purchase order, they'll receive it from the vendor, right? Place it in inventory, like warehouse. After receiving, the guy will send you the bill. What is the bill? What is the amount? Then you need to pay the bill payments, because you have received the items that you have ordered. So you need to pay the bills for the vendors. Then what are the GL impacts, like when you bill and when you do the bill payments? What are the accounts that can impact? What are the different accounts that we have? There are different accounts, like expense accounts, income accounts, asset accounts, liability accounts, you know, credit card accounts, bank accounts, all this stuff. So these are segregated into different ways. Like when you create a bill, what are the different accounts that need to be impacted? So when you create a bill, you need to pay, right? So accounts payable will be impacted. So when you do the payments, accounts payable will be impacted, as well as the bank accounts will be impacted, because you are paying through the bank. So the money will be decreased from the bank, and then it will be increased in the accounts payable because you have paid enough money to the vendor. Okay. And what are the different roles that we have in NetSuite? NetSuite has designed a role platform, mm, based on the business scenarios they have taken into consideration, and then they have developed some standard roles. You know, there are a number of different standard roles where you customize. You can customize the standard role according to your use. Like account receivable guy, accounts payable guy, bookkeeper, and the general ledger keeper, um, the administrator, the warehouse manager, okay, the sales people, sales manager, salesperson, sales reps. There are n number of different roles. What are the roles that need to be have for a company will be defined in the standard roles. You can even customize them, and then do give the permissions according to that. Like let's say sales departments. Sales role will be dealing with the leads, the customers, the phone calls or the events, campaigns, follow-up things, right? So sales guys doesn't require the permissions of warehouse things, you know, um, where to pick, where to pack, where to ship, where are the bins. Uh, Sales guys don't need these type of permissions, right? So NetSuite has designed the role concept where what the sales roles need, like what is the work they do. They are segregated into these things where you can customize as well, right? Then
Okay.
we also have a standard reports in NetSuite. So when you do all the transactions, let's say the same thing works in the sales as well, like, like creating the sales order or for the customers. Okay, the same thing will have happened. Like they are receiving the orders, like sales orders, and then they'll be here. They don't receive, they fulfill. Means they are sending the items from your warehouse to the end customer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll do the three steps like pick, pack, ship from the warehouse. Then you'll send the things to the customer, and then you'll send the invoice. Hey, guys, this is the amount that need to be paid by you for this product. This is the tax amount. This is the shipping tax. All the stuff, shipping charges. The total will be sent to the customer. Total invoice will be sent to the customer. He will be paying the amount. So we have n number of different reports that NetSuite will provide, like sales reports. What are the different sales? Like in sales, it is segregated by sales by sales rep, sales by customer, sales by items. Sales by sales rep means who is the sales rep that have more number of sales this month, this week. You can segregate the time period. What is the sales? The sales by item means like which amount has been sold this month. Like what is the best selling item this month, right? Sales by customer. Who is the customer that bought, has done more business with you this month. Likewise, there are a number of different reports like customer reports, inventory reports, purchase reports, like sales tax. What is the tax that is applied? What is the marketing reports? How when you do marketing and then campaigns, how many people have seen the campaigns? If it is email campaign, so how many of them gone through the emails? How many of them are interested in your product? All this stuff can be reported. Yeah, they have a predefined reports which will be captured. All this stuff, whatever we discuss right now. We have also have financial reports, accounting reports, inventory reports. Okay, There are a number of standard reports, as I told, like same as the roles, where you can even customize the reports according to your use. uh, the standard reports can be customized. Okay, so like these are the main things that we provides, and then so what is the main role of a functional guy? And, okay, so main role is like they should know the different business processes. So if you know the business process, then you can ask the clients like, hey, uh, what is the business? What's your business? Like, what are the products that you sell? What is the products? What is the main theme of your company? If you are into production or if you are into manufacturing, what are the different products that you manufacture? What are the different products that you directly buy from the finished goods from the vendors? So how do you manage your company? You should know everything. So then you can know, dig into this. So as a functional consultant or a functional guy, um, what is the main step? Like when a company comes to you, then ask, hey, we are interested in implementing NetSuite into your business. So we'll go with a kickoff meeting. Kickoff meeting means like, hey, everything is okay. We are ready to implement NetSuite. So let's go for further steps. So the first step will be requirement gathering. So we'll gather all the requirements from the client. What are things they need from their, from their business point of view? What are the things they need into NetSuite? Like, if they are doing sales process, which is different from NetSuite standard, how do you customize them? You know, how do you gather all the information? Then how do you customize them in NetSuite and then show the things to the client? Hey, this is how your sales process work in NetSuite. If this is okay for you, then let's go for next step, like that. So we'll gather all the stuff from the client. We'll prepare some documents, which is nothing but BRD, business requirement documents. Here in this, we'll dump all the required, all the gathered information. So we'll prepare documents which we send over to the to the client. If you have any clarifications or any additional things that you need to be added to this, so we need any additional things can be added to that. Then sign off. Once the BRD is signed, then we'll start the implementation. Okay.
Again, who does this implementation? Is a technical team?
No, no, no. That's a so the next step. Like we'll start the implementation. We'll prepare a plan, like a project plan. We'll like in the meetings, who are the people that involve? Project lead, team manager, functional consultants. Okay, and one of the senior technical people.
Mm-hmm.
So if if the client is telling about or providing us the information that need to be done through the customizations, so technical guy should be in the call because we don't know how customizations will work, right? So if the technical guy will be there in the meeting, then he can understand the requirement. Then they can estimate like this can be done or not in NetSuite. So these are the people that involve in the meetings. So after meetings and all the gatherings, all this stuff happens, this is segregated. The work will be segregated to everyone, So if it is a e-commerce thing, designers will be coming into pictures. If it is an integration project, the integration people will be coming into the picture. So the main, the functional guy will do is gathering the requirements, preparing the BRD, segregating the work to the people. So if it is a customization thing, so it is done by technical people. If something related to the design UI, so it is going to be dealing with the design people, the front end, the back end designers. Okay, so this is how we segregate the things. If things like data migration, so all the data from the legacy system to be moved to the NetSuite. So data migration specialist will be there in the company. So he will be involved. What are the data that need to be pulled from the legacy system and moved to the new system? Okay, data migration will be involved. So we divide the work, right? And then we go with the project plan. What are the in project plan? We'll we do all the stuff, like uh, plan according to the timelines. Like this week we should complete this. The next week we are going to complete this. So as per the project plan, we have a weekly meetings with the clients. So we want to explain what are the status of the project, what are the things that been done this week, what are the things that going to be done the next week. Okay, if there are any concerns with the projects, can be done, can be discussed in the meetings, right? And then we'll do testing after the implementation is completed. We'll do testing from our side, and then we'll give a UAT, like user acceptance testing. So we'll give the system to the client so they can test. Before giving the testing UAT, we'll train them. So because they are new to NetSuite, right? So
Okay.
we'll give a week of training, 1 week of training. So they'll be coped up with the system, how the things work. Then we'll send the UAT, like user acceptance testing documents, where in that we have different scenarios. Hey, this is your customized process. You can check whether it is working fine or not. So after UAT sign off, like okay, the client will say everything is working fine. We are good to go live. Means they can use the new system for doing their business. Like they can post new transactions. They can leave the the legacy system, and then they can migrate to the new system. That's nothing but that's it.
I, I think the SDLC is the same, right? So development, UAT, then training, production. So is it similar?
Yes, yes.
So how about this development and UAT? So we need to procure the systems. Is it physical system? Again, it's a cloud system.
It's a cloud system. It's a cloud system. UAT is if it is not a standard NetSuite, we customize the things, right?
Mm-hmm.
After customizing, we test from our side, and then we give the same scenario. Like, hey, this is the case. This is the customized process that you have asked for. You can test whether it is working fine for you as per your legacy system. As per you can test it. If it is working fine, okay. Otherwise, you can again modify or do something. Then give again for the UAT. Okay. So it's a purely cloud-based. Everything is done on this system itself, like the customization process or whatever the things it may be.
Okay. So
Okay.
if it is in I mean, if it is in technical, so do we have any coding part on this? I mean, SQL or any scripting
Yes,
which we
yes.
involved? Okay.
Yes, I'm coming to the next thing. We give the
Okay.
support. After go live, we'll give you 2 weeks of support. Like if they are facing any difficulties with their system, we'll help them to get them all. So let's take let's take the things related to technical, right? This is
Yeah.
how the thing is. Functional guy will be technical guy. So technical guy will be involving in the meetings. Like he used to gather the requirements of the from the client. Like if there are any customization things need to be done, technical guy will be involved. So what is the main prerequisites of a technical guy? So you need to know about JavaScripts, okay, CSS, HTML. These are the main things that you need to be good with.
Mm-hmm.
And NetSuite have their own scripting thing. So using JavaScript APIs, you can develop the scripts. You know, like NetSuite has their own scripts, suite scripts, okay, which run on JavaScript APIs. If you
Mm-hmm.
know the JavaScript, then you can easily cope up with the scripts thing. Okay, there are a number of different scripts, like user event scripts. User event script means the scripts will be which will be triggered um, in some other places. Client scripts will be which will be triggered in your system itself. Schedule scripts which will be scheduled, like when you schedule a script at 2 o'clock, then the schedule script will be triggering at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Then what are the content that you have given in the scripts will be executed. So there are a number of different scripts, like NetSuite is having their own type of scripts. Okay, a technical guy will be needed all this stuff, like as I mentioned, like JavaScript, CSS, HTML.
Okay.
Then administrator. So administrator, the main thing of an administrator is maintaining the system. Okay,
NetSuite will
and
not manage the system.
sorry,
NetSuite will not manage the system. It's in cloud, right?
yeah,
So it means there is no infrastructure with us.
no, like system administrator is just um, a basic thing. Like if there are any updates or something coming up, um,
Mm-hmm.
you should update that. As an administrator, you should go and update the thing. System update is automatically done by NetSuite. Like they'll be prompting some messages or pop-up things. Hey, this will be the downtime for you because we are updating some system. Like you are configuring some things into the system. You'll be facing some downtime for this period, like 2 a.m. EST to 3 a.m. EST, like that. They'll mentioning all this stuff. All this upgrading things can be done by the NetSuite itself. There is nothing to do with the administrator. So the main role of a like of a administrator is to manage the roles. So if someone comes into your company, so what is the role that need to be assigned to them? What are the permissions that need to be given to them? These things should be taken care of the administrator of the company. Okay, there's no much things with the administrator, because the administrator itself, it's combined into functional, because um, right now in NetSuite they don't have any administrator roles, because which can be done by a functional guy itself, because they don't need an administrator, because when companies implement NetSuite, like if you are doing a job or a thing in a big company, then they have implemented NetSuite into their system. There you should be they should be requiring administrator, because they are very new to NetSuite, right? They don't know about NetSuite. As an administrator, you should know about the system. So there, the administrator openings, or the role of administrator will be major. So when implementing NetSuite, like when it comes to implementation company, so the administrator, there is no use of the administrator in the implementation companies. So who is the implementer? They don't need. Who is going to implement? The companies who do their business with NetSuite, they need the administrator because they don't know about the NetSuite system. They know only about the legacy systems. So their NetSuite guy will be um, having some chances or required to do their, if you are good with NetSuite, then you can go to a company which is implementing NetSuite. Hey, if you are implementing NetSuite, I know NetSuite. I can help you with this so that you can become an administrator.
Okay.
So NetSuite also
So,
provides, the dashboard
so,
things.
so yeah,
Yeah,
so we'll be covering administration part and functional part, right? In this course.
functions. Yes.
So the technical,
Technical will
uh,
be by technical training will be a different thing because it's a purely different concept. Like scripts, all this stuff will be again like a river.
okay, yeah,
You need
understood.